Hey, Coach, I'm so happy you found us on YouTube. Let me know if you have any questions. Leave a comment below. Make sure you subscribe. And make sure you check out teachhoops.com for coaches who want to get better. It's a great social community. It's a 14-day free trial. There's lots of resources, lots of videos, other coaches, one-on-one calls. You name it, it's there. Go check it out. And I hope you like the video. Thanks.
Welcome everybody, Doug Skockle here, retired head men's basketball coach at Colorado Mesa University and a sometimes 7th grade girls coach in the Blue Valley Recreation League. We're going to jump right into this. I've been getting some emails from a lot of you that are having problems with attacking pressure man-to-man defense, and probably most specifically, most of that is dealing with the wing entry pass against defensive overplay. So we're going to address that by starting with some simple solutions and then progressing to more sophisticated entries. Remember, I will show you way too many ways to do this. It's your task to sift through and choose the best method that suits your team. All right, so let's get right to it. The first thing that we're talking about here is that we're having difficulty making this pass into the wing because we're facing overplay. They're getting out and getting that passing lane and trying to force this kid out wide or not even let him catch the ball. And of course, if we can't get the ball in this area, we can't do the triangle action. So sometimes, especially with the younger grades, one of the easier things that we do is that as we're dribbling the ball up the floor right here, we just deliver the ball early to the wing and then allow them to dribble the ball up into this area, and then go ahead and make the pass in and run your X-cut action that between you and the rover right there, right? So again, that's just just get the ball to the wing early. Now another possibility we have right here is we come up the floor, and by the way, if we're going to go to the triangle side, I like to get the guard offset over here a little bit so we shorten up this pass. I don't want to pass it from clear from here. The longer, if I'm passing from here, the longer that ball is in the air, the greater chance it has for being picked off. All right. So again, we've got an overplay situation right there, and sometimes it's as easy as we call wing down, and in that situation the wing just simply goes down, and the rover, we don't screen, we try to stay farther apart because the rover's man tends to, with the ball up here, tends to be off of the rover, and so we come up there, get the ball, and again we're ready to operate on the triangle side. All right, now another possibility, again I said we'd start simple and then we would progress. Another thing we can have is what we call dribble push, and in dribble push we can't make that pass, so it's a dribble push and wing loop. We dribble the ball at let's get back to our original positions here. The wing is here and we got overplay, so we dribble at the wing. Okay, so we're going to push, we dribble push and push that wing with an inside cut. It's a curved inside cut. I don't want him to pass as this kid continues dribbling on it down into this area. I don't want them to exchange because of the possibility of a switch. When they run an inside curved route, the switch usually doesn't happen, and now you get the ball here. And the other nice thing about this, anytime you find a way to get the guard into the wing position, the point guard, is you might have a little bit better player sometimes in that situation. So again, that's dribble push with a wing loop. Now, the other thing that we can do, of course, at any time we come down the floor is that we simply could run what we call dribble wide. And in dribble wide, the guard just simply dribbles to this wing. The rover is always paying attention because anytime the ball moves to this side, the rover is going to go to there, and as we see, whether it's two-man action or in this case a dribble wide, the rover is going to come on across. This kid would come on up, rotate, and become the new point guard. Again, you're in a triangle situation. Now you're on the other side of the floor, and that's a pretty good thing to do, just as a change of pace, so you don't give them a steady diet of always going to the left. All right, so that's dribble wide. Let's get them back into here, and let's take a look at other possibilities now. So the next thing we've got is what we call middle wing. As we run down the floor, we call middle wing. The wing just goes right into this area, right into here. Okay, and now the point guard can go either, I'm getting ahead of myself right here on dribble, on middle wing. The middle wing comes into here and treats number 3 like number 3 was it in a game of tag. And so the wing now, and we do this also for a change of pace because the kid comes into here, doesn't start here and go here, just runs right into the wing spot, could start to go out and then comes out this way and we can deliver the ball. Or maybe starts to go this way and this kid goes with and they change direction, come out here and we can get them the ball. So again, and again at the lower grade levels, middle wing has proven to be a real easy way to get the ball to the wing against a pressure type man-to-man. Now we can take middle wing a step further. We can call middle wing stay and pop out, and what happens here is again the middle wing or the wing comes down here and gets in the middle of the floor, all right, and now the point guard has the option again of can either just dribble into this wing right now and this wing pops out to become the new get back where we're supposed to be here. It becomes a new point guard. Of course, the point guard always has the option of dribbling over this way, and again it's middle wing stay in this position. You're not going to go right or left, and you pop out instead. Okay, so again, middle wing stay and pop out. Now, sometimes you're trying to get your best personnel involved, in these situations. So you can also run a rover stay and pop out. So a lot of times, not often, but a lot of times you might find that your rover might be the least skilled of the three perimeter players, all right? And so I'm trying to get two really good perimeter players on the same side where we can run some triangle action. So if we have this situation, again, this could be, maybe they're not overplaying and you can complete that pass, but we just simply want to get the point guard over here working with the wing. But again, if this is a problem, we can't make that pass, then we're going to just simply dribble push that wing, dribble right at that wing and run that wing to the corner and dribble in, and now we're ready for some triangle action. We've got a wing and a point guard who might be pretty good players on the same side of the floor. So that's rover stay and pop out. Now, you could also have a situation where we call this double push. And in double push, we're going to push the wing down, which pushes the rover. Either can go over there, or the rover can come right up in the middle and replace in that situation. But once again, we've got a situation where we've got two good players on this side, for the triangle. All right. Now, a second concern that we have is the wing to center pass. All right. And so one of the things that we do there, let's just go back here, and we're this is the one that's creating problems for us right now, is that we do get the ball over here, and they're making it really difficult because the center, has been stationary, and it can be a little bit of a problem to get the ball into the center. All right. So at the lower grades, what we found is what we call center late, and the center just simply as we come down the floor right here, and again this is not an overplay, not a problem right now, we're completing that pass, I'll just get him out of the way, all right, and but 5 is going to be the problem right here because again if the center gets down here real early, then they're going to get around and try to keep the center from catching the ball. All right, so one of the things that we do here is that we say, center late, and we'll come down here and the center sort of trailing up, the ball gets here, and about that time maybe the center has gotten to this spot and actually maybe slows down, and so as that kid catches the ball, the center runs in late, and what they can do is meet this player. I'm running in late, and I turn around and post up on number 5 and get number 5 behind me, and then we're able to get that pass in there and run our triangle action. All right, so again, that's a pretty simple way. It works well at the lower grades. You'll have to figure out whether it works for you at a higher level. Now, the next part, which starts to get a little movement in for the centers, we have a thing and an option. We showed you this on the triangle side options against zone defense, but you can do the same thing with man. We have a thing called center post up high, and that means that they're going to start, instead of starting here, they're both going to start right there. All right, and what we do in center post high is this. We're just going to assume right now that getting the ball to the wing isn't a problem. I mean, you can run all the other stuff with center post high. It just means they're starting in a different spot. I can run dribble push. I can, I can do middle wing. Even with that, I can do wing down, whatever it is. But for right now, we're just going to say that this isn't a problem. But here's what happens now. Now we're going to run a crossing action between the center and the post. And so when the ball arrives here, the center goes away and the post crosses right off the center's rear end. And that movement, that motion probably is going to open up this post so we can get the ball in there and then do our thing on the triangle side right there. Now, other possibilities here are that the pass goes there and the center starts to go away and they start to converge like this for the crossing action, and the center changes direction. And again, that catches number 5 off guard, gets back here late, but we've got the ball into the center and we're good to go. Now, we can take this one step further. We could run center post high with middle wing. All right, so now maybe we've got a situation where they're really playing a tough pressure defense, and it's tough to get the ball in the wing, and it's tough to get the ball to our center for the triangle situation. So in this one, what we're going to do is the wing's getting a lot of pressure over here on the wing, so the wing goes to middle wing, center post high. Now, the wing, on middle wing, the wing just on their own tried to evade defender number 3. But in this situation, we can maybe get these guys just a little higher. And what we can do is we can start going in that direction and then change direction and rub off of the center. 3 gets here late and we're able to complete the pass. And on that one, again, we run our action this way, our crossing action, okay, or we start to cross and then the center comes back and a post goes. Now there's one other thing that can happen here, and it's really the equivalent of the center arriving late, is that the wing came out of here, got the ball, and the center just dives. And we can get the ball in that situation. So again, it can be a crossing, it can be a fake cross and return, or it can be just a straight dive. Again, it's just some movement that allows us to get the ball into the center easier. And I should mention on this one, on a center post high and middle wing, is that the wing always has the option of going the other way. And if that happened, and we might like that because we might want to get the ball to our center in low instead of our post, and so the ball pass gets completed, and here comes the crossing action, and of course the ball went to the side, the rover would come over, and now we can pass in and again do our triangle stuff right there. Now in the same situation, we could also call middle wing stay with center post high, and that means the guard has the opportunity to drive here, or could drive here, and the wing pops out. Again, the rover, if the rover saw us going to the side of the floor, the rover would go over. Now, we have still another possibility right here. All right, so we can set up in this situation, and again, this is one of these situations where we're trying to get the ball get the ball into the hands of 2 of our better perimeter players. And so in this situation, we can again run center post high with middle wing, and it's a 1-4 call. All right, so, and again, I really haven't done this, but I know that this is a possibility, and you might have to figure out the call. Again, we try to stay away from calling things like Mustang or blue or red or anything like that. We try to stay with terminology that's descriptive so the players kind of know where to go. But in this 1-4, what we would do, again, the wing could go in either direction on middle wing. Let's say that the wing comes out there and we're able to deliver the pass. Well, we want to be in a 1-4 set. So the rover now is going to go opposite to a spot right there. All right, and again, we pass there. The guard can cut into the corner like that, or again, once the wing, and remember the wing could escape in either direction here, but once the wing gets outside, maybe they just did a great job and got over here and overplayed him anyway, then we'll dribble into here and push that kid down, and again the rover would come back here, or might come just right up the middle into that situation right here. We run the crossing pattern or the fake cross, whatever it may be. And I should mention that if you really like to get the center in this spot a lot, sometimes have these kids trade places if you're going to the left side a lot. That way, when they run the crossing action, it's the center that's coming down into here, and the post is getting back on the side that the post is accustomed to. All right, so again, just you know, a different way. Again, you're not going to use all these things, but with your personnel, you might look at one of these or two of these and say that fits us, and I think that's what we need to do. All right, so let's get back into our regular positions right here, and now we've got a situation. Of course, you can always run circle, and we're going to have a tough time getting the ball into the center. And again, the ball gets passed here, and this kid goes toward the basket. We don't screen across because they have the opportunity to switch and then deny the post player. And the hardest thing forever and ever, all the years I've coached, the hardest thing to defend is a player who flashes to the ball from the weak side. And so here's the first part of circle. The pass is completed. This kid goes to the basket and it runs a half circle. This kid runs a little half circle and comes over into here, and then we're able to get the ball into that center area in that situation as well. All right. So now the other thing that we can do is we are real good against pressure is post flash. Again, flashing from the weak side is a good maneuver. We pass here. The post flashes. You know, if it were a zone, we're in man-to-man, but if we're in a zone, we're going to flash to an opening. If it's a man-to-man, we're probably going to flash to about right there. We hit there, and this is an automatic backdoor cut by the guard, and we get layups on that. It's pretty cool. When we run post flash, we get some good action out of that thing. All right. So the other thing we can do is if you want to change this up and you don't want to backdoor the guard on that, is still really easy found against man-to-man defense to flash and get the ball. Probably wouldn't have to get as high. Now this kid might have a shot. This kid might have a drive back, and they've got this whole area is isolated for the post against man-to-man. Or we may simply pass in there, and maybe we had a tough time, you know, getting the ball to 5, so we post flash and then drop the ball to the center going to the basket right there. All right. All right. So the last thing I want to take a look at here, again, in you know, beating the man-to-man pressure. Let's say we've been successful to get the ball into the center, and now we want to really make sure that we have good X cuts. So again, the passer is going to cut first, and the thing that we tell this kid is that your initial cut, attempted cut, is going to be to the outside shoulder, or excuse me, you know, this shoulder right here, this shoulder. I want you, and it's a speed cut. It isn't. We're not going to you know, shake and bake and fake one way and fake another and we haven't moved 3 feet while doing this and everything. It's a pass and boom, speed cut. I mean, just a speed cut. Now here's what's going to happen. First of all, let me say this. The hardest thing for this defender to do is to run backwards under control. All right? So we're going to hit that, and we're going to speed cut right to, I'm going to take this kid out of here for right now. And we're going to speed cut, you know, right for this shoulder. Now, I'm going to put this kid back in. If at any time this kid gets over between the wing and the shoulder, those wing sees, I don't have a clear path. And it can happen at any time. It might happen one step toward the center, and that defender has already gotten between the wing and the shoulder of the center. So, but any time that happens, we're going to change directions. Okay, and we'll come that way. All right. Now, if we don't, have that problem where 3's gotten in our way, then we're going to speed cut right to the shoulder, and we're going to look to take a handoff. Now, let me say this. We drill on this in our little drills in practice. As our wing approaches the center, if the wing sees the anticipation of 5 starting to jump out and jump the handoff, okay, the wing starts saying, no, no, no. And that tells the center, no handoff. We're going to fake it, though, to freeze this kid, and then that center is going to wheel into the middle, and have a pretty nice little shot right there. So again, you have to drill on that. You can't tell them. You know, the only way is through repetition. I mean, you could tell them now, okay, if this happens, say no. But I guarantee you get in the game and that won't happen. So you got to make sure that, you know, that you rep that situation right there. Okay, so if indeed now, oh, one other thing I want to mention. When we make this pass in, it is real common. There's a defender kind of in the way, and it's real common, not good, for the wing to go wide. And you know, that just destroys everything. So again, that's why it's imperative that when that pass goes inside, we're running, our intent is to run right at that shoulder. Excuse me, I got the wrong person in there. I'm going to throw it to the defender. All right, so again, I'm running right at this shoulder of that defender. If at any time 3 gets between me and the shoulder, then I'm changing directions and going here. All right, so that's real important. But let's say that you know, the wing doesn't get the ball, you know, for whatever reason, and the center decided not to fake the handoff and go to the middle. Well, this kid goes on. If you were the wing, you're going to cut and go to the opposite corner, and now it's the rover's turn. And again, what's happening here is the rover is coming for this shoulder. So again, when the rover goes about right here, when the wing gets about right here, that's when the rover starts. Okay, when the wing gets right at about the handoff, that's when the rover starts. So the wing has just cleared that area, and here comes the rover going hard as the rover can go on a speed cut to the outside shoulder. Okay, again, as he approaches, if rover sees this person stepping out, you're going to go no, 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 come on by, fake the handoff, and then the center is going to go this way. All right, so it's important that the rover can read that and communicate that to our center. All right, so once again, a pass goes in, speed cut to this shoulder. Here I come, here I come. 2 says, no, I'm getting in your way. I'm changing direction. And boy, does that open up a really nice scoring opportunity on that second cutter. And so sometimes, because I want to get that, I see that can unfold in a game. I'll call triangle second cutter, or maybe just triangle second, and that lets even though the wing, as the wing cuts by, may be relatively open, we're not going to give it to the wing that time. And again, the wing can't stay here. Wing doesn't get the ball, sprint to the opposite side right there. Now, the other thing that happens is it's possible that as the rover comes by, doesn't get the handoff, then the rover is going to come on over and become the new wing. So their X cut just had them change places on this side. Again, on that second cut, the center could fake to the rover and wheel this direction, and has got it cleared outside to be able to score right there. Okay. Now, the other thing that can happen from this point then is that now we bring these other guys back into the picture. We're going to throw the ball up to the guard if we didn't have anything right there. And now I've got 2 choices. I can go ahead and run my triangle action over on this side, or center throws it up, and I usually call this from the bench, I call 2-man right now. Center then chases his pass, we get it right back to him, and here comes the guard by for the handoff. Now the other thing that can happen here is that, again, we're running outside shoulder. I could cut inside if my defender gets in the way, I'm going outside shoulder, defender gets in the way, I'm changing directions. All right, and as with any of our handoffs, we can always come by, we get the fake handoff, 5 kind of honors that a little bit, and all of a sudden the center comes right back into the middle for a scoring opportunity right there. So I hope this, again, I gave you a lot of stuff here, but I hope that you can find 1 or 2 things in here that really fits you. And again, we started simple, and then we got a little more involved as the further we went on. And so some of these later things are going to be things that you may not be doing until 7th, maybe even 8th grade. And as I mentioned to you, this was the offense that my son's team ran when they won their state championship his senior year in high school. And so, maybe you're going to use this beyond the 8th grade. Maybe you're going to use it at the 9th grade, 10th grade, possibly even into the high school level. Really good offense. It has stood the test of time. And there was a wise old coach one time, his name was Walt Shoebloom, coached at Wyandotte High School in Kansas City, Kansas, won 12 top class state championships in 16 years. And his statement was, "Be slow to discard that which has stood the test of time." This has been around since probably the 1930s or 40s. And it's a timeless offense, and really fits well in the youth basketball game.
Hey, Coach, I hope you like that. If you're looking for more resources, you're looking for a mentor, check it out, teachhoops.com, for coaches who want to get better. I do not think you'll be disappointed. 14-day free trial. It is there for you.